Welcome to The Explainer. Okay, let's just dive right into this, shall we? Today, we're decoding a very specific, incredibly deliberate, and honestly, pretty widely misunderstood physical behavior in our feline friends. You know, if you spend any time around cats, you already know they've got their quirks. But the action we're looking at today, it goes way beyond a simple quirk. It's actually a highly structured biological and psychological mechanism. So, have you ever experienced a tiny, furry collision? Picture this. You finally sit down after a long, exhausting day, you let out a big sigh, and suddenly your cat walks right up and firmly presses their forehead against your face, or maybe your leg. It feels like a little headbutt, right? It might catch you off guard, or maybe you just think, oh, they're being clumsy, or they're just demanding a quick scratch. But as our source material reveals, there is literally a whole world of meaning packed into that tiny little impact. In the world of feline science, this specific behavior is officially known as bunting. Bunting is a really complex form of communication. It involves chemistry, social bonding, and some deep-seated survival instincts. Basically, what you need to know is that this is not just some random act of affection. Actually, it's one of the most profound compliments in the entire animal kingdom. When your cat chooses to bunt you, they're essentially rolling out the red carpet and welcoming you directly into their exclusive inner circle.
Let's peel back the first layer here. Layer 1, the chemistry of scent.
All right, so cats actually possess these specialized scent glands. They're located around their chin, the corners of their mouth, their forehead, and their temples. Now, while a cat might use all of these to leave their mark, those last two, the forehead and the temples, are absolutely the primary tools they use during a bunt. They are perfectly positioned to just press right against you and leave behind these tiny chemical markers called pheromones. And that right there is the entire biological foundation of this behavior. Now, there's this incredible contrast in how these pheromones are actually perceived. From our human perspective, these markers are completely invisible and entirely odorless. We literally have absolutely no idea they're even there. But if you flip over to the feline perspective, it's a completely different story. To a cat, these invisible markers are like a highly detailed digital ID card, or as the source brilliantly describes it, a warm, glowing neon sign. By marking you with their scent, your cat is effectively lighting you up in their world. They are proudly broadcasting to themselves and to others that you belong to them. And that brings us to a massive evolutionary concept, creating a safe group scent. See, this behavior isn't just some cute domestic habit. It taps into wild, deep-seated survival instincts. Your cat is actively working to create a shared group scent, a scent that identifies every single person and animal in your household as part of the exact same safe, trusted colony. In the wild, this shared scent is exactly how cats distinguish their friends from their foes. Basically, if you carry the colony scent, you're safe. Think about this sequence for a second. You come home from work, or maybe the grocery store, and you smell like the outside world. To your cat, this new foreign scent is actually a source of stress. Your neon sign has faded. So what do? The cat immediately bunts you to refresh that familiar bond. By headbutting you the very moment you walk through the door, your cat is making absolutely sure you smell like home again. It restores this beautiful, silent sense of security within the house. Moving right along to layer 2, vulnerability and social hierarchy. You see, executing a bunt requires a highly specific physical posture. The cat has to expose the top of their skull and their neck. And out in the wild, a cat's head is an incredibly sensitive, vulnerable area. So placing it directly onto another, much larger creature, like us, is a move that demands total confidence. When your cat approaches you with their head down, they're telling you in their own physical language that they feel completely safe in your presence. They know without a doubt that you are not a threat to them. Which brings us to a really crucial point from the source material. Bunting is an earned privilege. Let that sink in for a second. Cats reserve this highly intimate gesture exclusively for the humans they feel the absolute most connected to. I mean, you've probably noticed that your cat doesn't just walk up and headbutt every single guest or delivery person who walks through your front door. You have to earn that privilege by building a really solid foundation of trust over time. And in wild feline colonies, bunting is deeply tied to respect and social structure. Lower-ranking cats will actually bunt the higher-ranking ones as a sign of deep respect and to constantly reinforce their social bonds. So the big takeaway here is this. If your indoor cat is engaging in this behavior with you, they are actively acknowledging you as a central, high-ranking, key figure in their social hierarchy. All right, let's peel back the final layer, layer 3, empathy, and the ultimate compliment. Now, this whole process is completely a two-way street of communication, because while they're leaving their scent, they're also actively gathering data on your emotions. As they press their forehead against you, their highly advanced sense of smell goes straight to work picking up your scent. They are learning where you've been, and, amazingly, exactly how you are feeling right in that moment. This simple physical contact actually provides them with a massive wealth of data. So how do they use all that data? Well, by checking in and offering comfort. Because they stay so deeply attuned to your emotions through this shared scent profile, a bunt isn't always just about them claiming territory. If you're feeling stressed, out, or sad, or just really tired, that little headbutt might actually be their subtle way of checking in on you. It serves as a calming mechanism for them and a really deliberate offering of feline comfort to you when you need it most. So a fuzzy collision isn't just a sneaky request for a treat. It is, according to the source, the purest form of I love you in the entire feline world. By bunting you, your cat is officially labeling you as their family. They're actively protecting the chemical bond you share, and they're expressing a level of unyielding trust that very, very few other animals can match. So, what does this all mean for you and your furry friend? How often does your cat bunt you, and do they have a favorite spot, like your chin or maybe your forehead? It's a pretty fascinating thought to leave you with. The next time you get that firm little head press after a long day, remember the incredible earned connection you share and the amazingly complex language of trust happening right there in your living room. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer today, and keep observing the fascinating world around us.